Going on, everyone? I have a friend of the space, OG, joining me today here live on Abstract. I think this might go out on YouTube too, as you normally would know. I do live. There we go. It's an early morning here in Oz, but I usually do a intro, but today we're going to skip the intro and we're going to dive straight into the alpha.
Right into it.
Amazing, yeah. Abstract is up and running, mate. OG, how are you, mate? It's great to obviously meet you officially.
Good, bro. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I always like to start these sort of interviews. Like I've interviewed a few people over the past sort of year or so, and what I like to start is I always like to tap into your crypto story. So like, how long have you been in the space? When did you hear about crypto? What did you buy first? All those sorts of things. Can you give myself and the listeners a bit of an intro?
So I got into crypto 2 separate times, right?
Okay.
The first time I didn't even know about it, which is funny when you look back and think about it and you think about retail and think about cycles. But in 2018, 19, I was reselling sneakers, really big actually. That was my main business. That's how I got into crypto eventually later as well. But through like going on like apps to like buy and sell shoes, one of the bigger resellers as well, he got into crypto at that time. So he'd post coins and like, like I made this off this much or da da da. And I'm sitting there reselling sneakers, trying to make 10, 15%,
Yeah.
He's sitting there making 500%, 10x. And then I saw that. So I ended up getting like scammed 100%. Bought a course that ended up buying a token, and I don't know, I ended up buying like an Odin coin or a hot coin, went to zero.
Yeah.
Then later on, a couple of years later, I got more business savvy. I started understanding about marketing and all that. And I think it was the beginning, right before the COVID crash, right when the Ripple case started.
Yeah.
I got really into XRP, and that kind of segued my journey in after that.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, I would call you technically an OG. There's not many people that have been around sort of before 21, 2020
Yeah.
max. Like a lot of people joined in 21 during the euphoria, obviously, of NFTs. Obviously, a lot of sneaker traders, let's call them out there, pivoted to crypto because it's very much like that, right? It's collectibles. It's just on chain. So that's really cool. That's really cool. So XRP, was that your first purchase? No, that was around the time.
The first conscious purchase.
So it was, yeah. So XRP was the first major that you ever bought. Is that correct?
Conscious purchase, yes, 100%.
Okay. Well, it's so interesting because it's so funny. Like I always ask people this question, and you just said XRP. My first ever purchase was Litecoin because Bitcoin at the time, and I mean, even when I think about where Bitcoin was when I first joined in 2016, like Bitcoin was $300 when I first joined. Like at the time, I was like, $300, that's ridiculous. And so I went and bought like the smaller number, Litecoin, right, for about like $2 or $8 or something, right? And so it's just so funny how the mind works. And so many people actually, unless you've done like huge research in the crypto space before you invest, you probably do dabble on the more riskier side before you actually go back to owning Bitcoin, right?
100%. Because we all look at like you said, when you looked at it at $300 or when you look at it now at like $100,000, you just look at it and then you're like, man, like the boat's there, but there's other opportunity elsewhere. And as human beings, we're naturally greedy and try to take that route.
That's it. That's it. And over time, the one asset you do want to own is BTC. That's
It is Bitcoin.
My mind over the past sort of couple of years, really. So
100%.
So talk to me specifically about Pudgy, like the Pudgy ecosystem. So are you an OG? Now I wasn't. I actually minted. This is crazy. I minted a little Pudgy when it was what do you call it when it starts at a price and it goes down? Dutch auction.
Yeah, Dutch auctions.
So I did that way back, whenever that was, 21, 22. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, man,
wow,
what is
way
this?
back.
I sold it for a loss because I was like, yeah, no, this project is literally doing nothing. And then obviously Luca came in, swept the ownership of the collection, and has never taken his foot off the pedal. So when did you
Hasn't looked
join
back.
the Pudgy ecosystem?
So interesting story here as well too. I minted mutants, not
sick.
pudges,
Yeah.
mutants.
Yeah.
But that story ties in really well. I went through the whole ride,
Yeah.
right? I believed in it, everything, other side,
Yeah.
a whole nine. I
Yeah.
was bought into it because I come from like when I was a kid, gaming, like computers and all that. NFTs make so much sense to me. So I was just like other side that I bought into the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they were they miscommunicated or anything, or it's
Yeah.
not like they didn't do what they wanted to do. It's just it's a very what they were doing was very freaking hard, right?
Yeah.
Like to build the other side and get all these games on it, whatever. So it ended up failing, as we all know. We're not just didn't move along correctly right now,
Yeah.
and the price ended up going down really a lot. So I ended up selling. I didn't make as much as I could. I made like 50%, which is great on a trade, you know,
Not bad.
like with
Not bad.
size, amazing. But
Yeah.
I missed out on like generational wealth trade because I had minted 6,
You
ended up
minted
with 8.
6 mutants.
Yes, and ended up with 8 at the
Holy.
top, you know. So I went through it on that one, and
Yeah.
then after that, I kind of was just like, I don't want to mess with NFTs.
Yeah.
I was like, I I understand them.
Yeah.
There is a future to them, but right now they're in this phase where it's like I just rather not.
Yeah.
And then I went really heavy into not NFTs. I'm sorry, like majors and memes.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of majors and memes trading throughout the beginning of the cycle. Very happy and content with that. And then someone in my friend group, was posting about pudgy penguins, and I was like looking at them. And I was like, hey, if there's any NFT that's gonna make it, pudgies right now have that build that
Yeah.
the Yuga ecosystem had.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, all right, like that is the one, but I don't want to go through that again. Like, you know, I already
Yeah.
had PTSD.
So
And
when was this? When was this when you discovered Pudgy?
I mean, I've been on NFTs since 2021, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you go through my OpenSea
Yeah.
account, like
Yeah.
there's not a collection I haven't traded. You
Mhm.
know, like
Mhm.
so the
So it was
very
always,
heavy.
yeah, it was always throughout, even like the bear market, you were pretty much like just checking out NFTs and
Yeah,
aware
always just to understand, like to
of.
stay with the like the market and the economy to like keep the idea of what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
And then even though I got burned, the PTSD, like it's always there. So
Yeah.
fast forward, they did the Pengu drop,
Yeah.
and I was trying to get in before the Pengu drop, and I didn't. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so I saw everyone get the Pengu. I saw how much they got,
Yeah.
and Pudgies went to around like 60K, and I was like, all right, I bought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought my
On the
few there.
yeah.
And then I bought my few there, and I was like, hey, like the idea was that we were gonna get abstract
Yeah.
and that we're gonna have this. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Like I'm cool with it. And even now, like I am down on my purchases, but this is what gets into like why I'm so bullish and happy with abstract.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not doing well on the investment side of things on
Yeah.
it. But if you go on chain and if
Yeah.
you're like really diving into what's going on and like, all right, it's not that it was pudgies that went down, it was the market went down, right?
Correct.
And then you go look in everything on chain, and then you're like, all right, abstract is the best on chain right experience right now there is, in my opinion,
Yeah.
hands down. The UI is very friendly,
Yes.
everything is very cheap, the
Yeah.
community is very supportive.
Yeah.
So tying all those things back into each other, I'm very comfortable with where I'm sitting with my pudgy penguins right now. But that's kind of how I got in. And then I started like maybe 2 months, a month and a half before abstract, just diving in, looking at everything, how it's gonna pan out. And
Mhm.
it's kind of how my journey so far into the pudgy community.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so okay, so you were after Pengu. See, I bought my big Pudgy, I'm gonna say like November last year, I think it was. I caught up with Zanika for a coffee and we were just talking NFTs. We're like, do you reckon NFTs are coming back? Like you've got abstract, because we only knew about abstract. We didn't know about Pengu yet. And I was like, look, like ETH is incredibly oversold. I think it was like 1,800 at the time. Pudgies are down to 8 ETH. I was like, look, I'm looking for a new potential big trade. And I had previously traded Mad Lads in 23 on Solana, made a big bag there, made a big bag on BTC Puppets on Ordinals, but I hadn't made a big ETH bag yet
Nice.
trade. And so caught up for coffee and I was like, yeah, what do you think about this? And he's like, yeah, I actually really like the positioning of where it is right now, that sort of stuff. And then so I bought my big pudgy around, I bought a little bit above floor because again, aesthetics are important. And I think mine was 8.9, but the floor was about 8.3 at the time. And then literally about 2 weeks later, Luca comes out and announces Pengu. And I'm just like, holy, I'm just absolutely
That's so sick. Yeah, that's so sick.
I
Congratulations.
I ran it up. Yeah, thanks. I mean, like at this, I mean, as a trader, you got to put yourself in these sort of situations. Like you have to analyze the market. You have to make decisions, make calculated risks. It's that sort of stuff that you don't know about that happens because you've done the first hard work part of it, right? Anyways, fast forward and yeah, Pengu sort of is on the horizon. They're at 35 ETH. I'm like, holy, like I'm up like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in my Australian currency. And I was like, oh, dude, like what about like, and the funny thing is I not only had a big pudgy, I had 2 rods and I had a little pudgy as well. So I had like a big bag of pudgy.
Working. Yeah,
and so I was like, okay, hold on. Like, let's break this trade into a few things. Let's keep the big pudgy. It's the shiny object that you want to have. It'll probably get the most allocation, those sorts of things. It's my PFP at the time. And then I'll rotate the rest. So I flipped my rod from like 0.4 to 2.2 ETH. I flipped both of them for around that. I flipped my little pudgy from about like I bought little pudgies years ago at 0.3, but I should have just held from there. But I bought it for like, yeah, I flipped it for over a 2x as well. And then I held my big pudgy and I got like, yeah, 60-ish US thousand in Pengu. I sold that straight away because I was like it was, and then it pumps. I was like, oh my God, I've done the wrong thing.
No,
I tried to claim it too. I don't know if you were watching anyone. I did a stream that night. I think I had like 4,000 people watching and I couldn't claim like it because the website was so buggy. There were people on there. I couldn't claim. And I just was watching my big pudgy Pengu airdrop go from 100,000 US down to like 50,000. I was like, oh my God, I just literally lost like 50K of magic internet money. It was never in my hands, but still, it's just like, oh my God, I've just lost 50,000 US. And then eventually it came through. I think I sold for 60,000. So
were you around for other side?
No, well, yeah. So I've been around in crypto since 2016. But my previous 2 cycles, I never had the money or the capital inflow to invest at the right time. So like you said with Mutants, I was there when Mutants were 3 ETH. I didn't mint them, but I saw them at 3 ETH. I saw Zuki at 3 ETH. I couldn't mint Moonbirds because I didn't have enough money. So I was really strapped for cash at the time, but I was there. I experienced it all. I was part of like that whole ecosystem. So like I learned from that to then execute this cycle on NFTs. Yeah.
Well, I mean to say that because that's exactly what happened on the other side.
Yeah.
People were literally trying to claim their deeds. I got super lucky. I went early right away. I claimed mine and I thankfully sold them at like 10. It was like 10 a pop at that time.
Yeah.
But I saw that was a common thing. It's crazy because it's like it's not real money that you actually owed yet, but it hurts.
Right. It's like,
but it hurts.
It's so much money. Like if you think about like that's like 60,000 US here in Australia. That's like over 100 or just around 100,000 Australian. Like that's 2 years of salary and savings. Like it's probably like a 5-year savings plan. Like that's how much money it was. Like I have to pay tax on it, but it's just like it's crazy. It's actually crazy. So I love crypto. I've been in this space for a very, very long time. So I love to trade. So obviously, yeah, you were post Pengu, which is probably good timing. I mean, that's not a bad time to enter the market.
I wasn't. It's not the worst at all.
Yeah, and then as you said, like that was my main catalyst for actually holding the big pudgy through 35 ETH floor was abstract. Okay, then I decided, look, if the macro was showing a bit of weakness, the market was showing a bit more of a bearish trend. So I actually sold my big pudgy at around 10.2, I think. So I bought in at 8.9. So I made an ETH on my pudgy trade as well. And then I actually bought a punk more recently. So I put a bit of money into a punk recently. So that's my big trade. But I am tempted now. And I want to ask you this question. We'll talk about abstract farming. We'll get there. But I currently own a little pudgy. I currently own Pengu 2 on the platform. So that gets me obviously, and I'm on elite chat. So I got 20% bonus with the NFTs and the elite chat role. And then I've got Pengu 2, which I think it does help a little bit of a bonus each week as well. what do you think is the best position for me to do right now? Do you think it's to buy a
Big.
big pudgy at 10 ETH, or is it to probably maybe put in half of that amount, so 5 ETH, onto the abstract platform and just trade on the platform, experience the platform, all those sorts of things? What do you think based on what you've learned, the XP you've earned, all those sorts of things? What do you think the best option?
I would do the Pudgy ecosystem first and foremost.
Okay.
So that I have some that's something I thought about too, and it's gone
Yeah.
through my head a lot. The biggest and the best thing you can do is just get yourself a big.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Okay.
He even said it, not directly,
Mhm.
but he said XP is a 2-for-1 special for
Yeah.
the Pudgy ecosystem.
Yeah.
So that means you already have the one over there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, like there is no guarantee that if you put 10 ETH into abstract, like on chain,
Yeah.
that you're gonna be the top 10 farmers or on. It's not. It's like 10
So true.
ETH used to be a huge number to like put on abstract. Now it's becoming very, very less common to like
Yeah.
make that, to make like 10, like 20K to make a huge difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because more and more people are coming on chain. So I'll give you some alpha here, bro. Like I'll give you some of my plan. Like everything I'm doing is going like on chain, on abstract, whether it's the meme coins,
Mhm.
NFTs, or that's all gonna go back into the Pudgy ecosystem
Mhm.
before abstract drops. Like that's my before the TGE. My idea is to get that all moved back into littles and bigs or Pengu or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be to maximize that abstract drop.
Mhm.
So
I
I
like
do
it.
think, if you don't have time, or
Mm.
if you do
And
have
it
time,
correct, yeah.
and
I like
but you're thinking I have $20,000, what do I do? Just buy yourself a big and sit on it, right? You don't have to sit there and be on chain every single day. It's
there
a
we go.
2-for-1 specials, like he was saying. Like, so you
Mm.
can, if you do get the big, then you got your multiplier. You'll start playing games. Being on chain is super fun. And
Mm.
I do,
I
and
didn't
I
even think about
highly.
that. So, you think like my thinking around the multiplier was that it would be essentially just your XP on the week, but is it just it's a multiplier for everything that you do on the platform?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So let's just say I was supposed to get 100K points
Yeah.
last week, XP points. If
Yeah.
I have the multiplier, I get 150.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
So the multiplier is super, super important.
Okay.
If
Well,
it's something,
I see. I might buy one today then. I'll have to see which one I like.
I do
Aesthetics.
think it's a great move, bro. Because I do, like, from what I could see from what you do and everything. Like I do think you'd end up putting more than 10 ETH on abstract.
Yeah.
So I do think your first move should be to buy the big and then worry about XP in the
After.
multiplier.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like the thesis. So, okay. How much XP have you earned so far? I'm currently, well, I missed a couple weeks because I had to move house. I wasn't consistent on the approach. So I'm currently sitting, and let me pull up my screen just to show everyone. Here we go. So this is my portfolio. So I'm currently at 23K. I missed a few badges, as you can see down the bottom. 23K silver. So I got 21K XP last week, which is a 5x on the week before at 4,000, and then pretty much like a 10x on the previous week before that. So like it's going in the right direction. So I'm doing the right things. How much
Yes.
XP do you have? And then we'll definitely dive into some of your strategies as well.
So last week alone, I got 90,000.
Unbelievable.
The week before that was 108. The week before that was 65. The week
Mm-hmm.
before that was 90. And then the first 4 weeks were, for everybody in
Yeah.
general, it was under 20K because there was no on data, like on chain usage like that.
Yeah.
So that week was 20K. The week before that was 8.5. The week
Yeah.
before that was 8.5. And the first week was like 4,000.
Okay. So you'd be
So I
sitting
am,
mid gold
I
or
am,
low gold?
oh yeah, I'm close to platinum.
Close to
Yeah,
platinum, right? I thought
yeah, we're
everyone
getting
was
close
up there.
to, we're getting close to platinum.
Okay,
I
so
honestly,
amazing. So, and just to reiterate earlier, how many of the NFTs and bonuses do you currently have?
okay, so I have the Pudgy, so a big Pudgy.
Yeah.
So that's a 50%. And then I have the little pudgy.
Yep.
So that's 7.5%.
Yep.
I used to be just an elite Chad, which is the base role in
Yeah.
abstract,
That's what I have. Yeah.
which was like I think it's 10% or 15%. But I have recently graduated,
Lovely.
and exactly, and then got 25%.
So
So now we're working on our way to do Giga Chad, which would be 75%. And I also have Pengu 1.
Penguin one.
Pengu is not a multiplier; it is
Yeah.
just a base amount
Yeah.
of
It,
XP that you
per
get per
per
week.
week. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's unpack the roles first. So how do you know how the Giga Chad and the graduated Giga Chad and the elite graduated are chosen? Is it
Yeah,
random?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not random.
yeah,
It's random, but it's not random, right?
yeah,
So they'll pick anybody, but you have to be either on social media promoting abstract,
yeah,
in the community showing help, on the Discord talking,
yeah,
interacting,
yeah.
posting, like so those roles are basically made for people that are community members that
Mhm.
are there every day, that show up, that support, that connect. It's a role, it's a marketing role, honestly, if
Yeah,
you ask
yeah,
me.
yeah, correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, cool. So yeah, so it's they're rewarding people, yeah, which I love to see, and I like that. Like,
It's amazing. It's really good. We'll get into it when we get into XP, but bro, the whole XP dynamic's genius. Like people
yeah,
don't really understand it, but it's the whole thing is genius.
yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. So okay, so let's talk then. So you've been consistent, and that's what I love to see. I love to see people that haven't just had like a big week. They've been consistent with their approach, those sorts of things. So obviously, your multiplier and bonuses are quite generous, right? And so for the average
100%.
person who maybe not doesn't have as much money, might not be able to qualify for those. So let's talk about strategies then. So on chain, how much are you putting through the platform in terms of volume? Or is it more about I'm just using all of the different apps every single day, ticking off the daily XP boosts? Like Myriad has a daily XP boost. A lot of them do, like Roach Racing does.
Yeah.
The Rec Tech has an XP boost as well. So like, is it pretty much just keeping it really simple and doing that, trading a little bit with from time to time, or are you more on the side of allocating like a lot more money, so putting thousands of dollars through the platform, and then still ticking off the daily sort of requirements?
I look at it this way, right? I look at it as because I really want this to be like very prominent in people's head. Like
Yeah,
you can't come on chain with the idea of farming
yeah, I like that.
because you will get burned.
Agreed.
I really want to iterate that before like I start saying things and
Yeah,
answering questions, right? Because people are gonna like I want to make very clear of that. If you come with the intentions of I'm putting X amount of dollars in,
yeah,
I'm doing trading this, and I saw him do this and that, and he has 50k XP and I have 30k XP. I'm pissed. Why?
yeah,
It's gonna happen a lot, and honestly, I've seen it happen a lot.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of people compare and contrast of like of
Of
what they're
course.
doing, what others are
Yeah,
doing, and it's really hard because there's you can only share so much, and then there's so much that you just randomly do that you don't know that might be helping you also on XP. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but my idea for XP for anybody that wants to get on abstract and wants to earn XP, it's super simple. If you already use the blockchain, which most of us already do, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you already are buying NFTs, if you already buying memes, if you're already a trader, if you do DeFi, whatever it is that you already do on chain, just go try it on abstract.
Agreed.
Bridge whatever you're comfortable with, right? So bridge what you're comfortable with on abstract and try those things out. The reason why I say that is because I like abstract sells itself. Like
Yeah,
it's very easy to use, it's very cheap. Everyone that's bridged on always bridges more eventually
yeah.
just
I
because
agree with
it's bro, it's like magic. Like
that.
it's just, so I say try the things you like. I don't like obviously, if just like in anything in life, if you have more money, there's more leeway to play the game, right? So like if you're bridging more in volume, yeah, you are going to be getting more XP. If you're
Yeah.
bridging less in volume, it's just realistic that you get less XP. If you are doing things that are free, be mindful that they are free
Yeah.
and you aren't paying any money, so you are probably not going to get the largest XP that
Yeah.
week, right? So if you played Gigaverse and
Yeah.
I played Gigaverse,
I
right?
love it. It's
But
hard, but I love it. Yeah.
right, 100%. But you hold 0 ROMs, let's
Yeah.
just say, right? I don't know if you do or don't.
No, I don't.
I
So
hold 50.
yeah.
I
Okay.
hold 50 ROMs.
Yeah.
So, right? So at the end of the week, when
Yeah.
you say you played Gigaverse every single day and only got 5K, and I say I played Gigaverse for the whole week and I got 25K, for example, off just that game,
Yeah.
there's your difference, you
Yeah.
know? So this is one of the things that I believe in what I've been reading, and I wrote down this to make sure like I let this out, but like
Yeah.
if when you're playing these, like for example, for the games, like if you like Cap and Company or if
Yeah.
you like Duper or whatever games that you like, I don't think it's super important of the exact game.
Mhm.
Obviously, the more popular it is, like there might be a little more boost and incentive, so you want to try those out and like play there. But if you find a game that you enjoy and if you can afford the NFT that corresponds with it, buying that NFT and playing that game that you like, you just got a multiplier there,
Yeah.
right? Because now you're holding their NFT, you're playing the game with it, they log that, and then you also get points, XP points logged for holding NFTs, us like as a side thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I like that.
yeah, so there's a lot of like multipliers within the multiplier, if you
I
get it. You
see.
know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah. So
a
it's
quick question on that too, because I have noticed, I think Easy put a post out recently. He said he owns a few ROMs, but he can't get them on the abstract global wallet or something. So how does one go about linking that? So for me, right, if I wanted to go spend zero point 0.1 ETH on a ROM right now, how do I link my, say it's a MetaMask wallet with my abstract platform so that it recognizes that I do own that asset?
I personally would just bridge it onto your abstract wallet because
Okay.
if you're gonna do it through MetaMask, you're not gonna earn XP.
Correct. So how does one go about bridging?
So,
So for those in the crowd that don't know that sort
um,
of stuff, how
for
do
sure.
you go about it? How do you go about it?
Um, can you open? Because I know your screen's the one that opens. If you open up abstract,
Yeah.
the homepage, and then go to your profile, there's a button that presses that says fund.
Yep. Where
So
am I? Where am I? My wallet
on the
over here.
top,
Yep.
right? Yep, yep. There's a button that says fund.
Yep.
And then you can right there on top bridge, and it'll take you to Jumper,
Mm-hmm.
and easy peasy. You just click. There's like 35 chains, so
Yeah.
no excuses. You can bridge from anywhere,
Exactly. So
and
does it
it's super
allow you to
cheap.
bridge your NFTs? Is the big one?
I don't know. I don't think NFTs know.
Okay.
There is a way to send them over,
Okay.
like Magic Eden and all that.
Yep.
But personally, I just say just don't use there's no point of using your MetaMask wallet because you're probably buying it because you also want XP.
Yeah.
But if you play the game through the MetaMask wallet, it's not going to do anything for you.
Okay.
So I
But
would
then,
say
yeah.
avoid it anyway. I would say just literally just get all your AGW. It's the best wallet anyway. Like
Yeah.
it's a very friendly wallet.
So is there a way I can connect my abstract wallet to Magic Eden then to buy these
Yeah.
NFTs?
100% for
So you
sure.
just link your wallet over on the side here because there's my
Yep,
little
yep.
pudgy in my ETH wallet. So I would just link wallet, and does it allow me?
And then it
Let's have a
should be abstract. Yeah, 100%.
look. Abstract. There we go. Oh yeah,
There
about
you
install.
go.
Okay, I see. I see. And then you would buy it throughout that asset. Okay, I see.
100%. Yep.
Easy. All right. Well, there's a little tutorial, everybody. Live on the live.
That's quickity. That's buy your first NFTs, guys.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
on
and I
abstract.
might even do a stream later today doing all of this, I reckon, because I do appreciate this. And I think, like you said, if you're
100%.
like, it's good to farm. Sorry, it's the wrong word. It's good to use the platform in a free way. But like you said, if you're not putting volume through the platform, then you're not going to be rewarded as nicely as others. And I think a big thing that a lot of people need to also consider is the volume that you put through the platform. Try and make that not a loss. Like if that's a loss, then there's no real point in farming abstract either, right?
Thank you. I see this a lot, and it pisses me off, kind of, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. The gambling,
Yeah.
right? The gambling on at like, if you already, I have no problem. Like if you already gamble, I have literally no problem with
Yeah,
it, right?
I
But
agree.
I feel like I have gone into streams. I'm telling you, I've gone to streams, haven't said anything, just listened, right? Just go
Yeah.
into that. I do that a lot. Just like check out what people are
Of
doing,
course, yeah.
thoughts,
I do the
everything.
same. I do the same.
For sure. I hopped in one of the, and I hopped a couple, and they were like, a lot of people were talking about, like they were playing Gotcha or Multiplier. Great games, great people, by the way. But this is the key that really like annoyed me. They were just saying like, yeah, I don't usually ever gamble. I've spent $1,000 buying 1,000 Gotcha tickets this week.
Yeah.
I've burned $200. I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the week, they get their XP card, and they expect to get so much XP, but then they only get a few thousand or 100 points from it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that goes back to my point.
Yeah.
Stop trying to farm XP and start trying to like just enjoy the chain, and you'll earn XP easily.
Yeah. Great suggestion.
I don't know if you remember, there was like, when I was saying my weeks, it was like 90, 100, 90, 65, 90. That 65 week, I was so honed in on a routine and like trying to like, and then I was just like, and I found myself doing that, and I was like, at the end, I was like, what the fuck are you even doing? Like I wasn't even having fun at the end of it, like playing the games and being like, so definitely don't, like, I try to tell this all, just don't come with the mindset of farming.
Just be organic and authentic, right? And like you said, like just
Exactly.
explore the blockchain and try new apps. Like something that I've done over the past couple of days. Like obviously I'm a trader. Like everyone knows that on Twitter. I run a trading group, so it makes a lot of sense. So for me, the trading aspect is probably where I should spend more time. I just find that because abstracts, there's less liquidity, there's less volume, they're a lot more slower moving. So you do have to be patient. And so on the flip side, I put a post out yesterday on Twitter. I'm providing LP, right, on a lot of these meme coins that I buy, because there's less people doing that. And sure, the fees are a lot lower than, say, Solana or Ethereum, but you are in a way less crowded sort of LP, which allows you to take advantage of that over time. And again, you're using the platform, you're earning some fees, and you're like, this is a normal thing that I would like to do on any other chain. It's just now I get to do that on abstract, right? So
much opportunity, bro.
Exactly. Like and that's what I mean. I was having a look at the platform yesterday, and there's so many things on there. Like it's really cool. You can even launch your own meme coins if you think you're good at that sort of stuff as well. Obviously that's where a lot of my crowd follow me on Twitter. They love the meme coin space. So I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite, or what are your favorite apps that you every sort of day you go on and you use? So for me, I love Rectech. What Rectech is, I think, so innovative. Like some of those games on there are so fun. Like just from a non-trading sort of perspective, right? Like Hayden.
So I should buy the battle pass?
I mean, I bought the Dream Pass. I'm probably down in that right now.
I don't care. It's fun. I'll buy it.
Again, like I'm earning a little bit of XP, but I'm actually having fun on some of those games. Like the dev will rug you. Like that's such a smart game. It's just like, okay, you have to sell at some point. And as a trader, it's like, well, do I just take small wins, or do I gamble a whole much on that particular trade? It's actually like super fun. They do obviously the star rated games, those sorts of things. So even something as simple as that, I enjoy logging on to that every day. More of a roach racer trading. Okay, I pull up the 15-second chart on Bitcoin, and your camera might have died. Oh, it's back. Amazing.
Yeah, that was quick.
Roach racing, I love to play because I'm a trader, and you can trade, you can short along that. I think that's a very innovative game as well.
Loot boxes.
And then Myriad, like prediction markets, I love that as well. And you can go on there, you're reading the articles, and you're earning XP on that platform, and they're also going to have their own airdrop. So those are my three that I've really enjoyed every sort of day. how do you usually go about your days? As you said, it's all about having fun. Are you exploring new games, those sorts of things? So talk to us about all of that.
I do want to comment on your three first.
Okay.
Mirad, I believe I also on that every single day.
Yep.
I will say I believe it's going to be the best airdrop on Abstract bar Abstract,
Yep. I agree
right?
with that.
So I think it's definitely worth putting your time into every day, trying the USDC markets, trying the points markets,
Yeah.
the points to earn, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Farouk, Tyler, Luca, very good people behind that.
Agreed.
So 100% on Murad. I do that every single day. I've
Mhm.
been loading in more USDC to start playing more with the markets as well.
Yeah, I like
The
it.
more they load in, the more I'm going to load in and just
Yeah.
have some fun with it and try it out. Support those people. Roach Racing, I'm actually an ambassador with them.
Yeah.
So I will say, if you do like the game, you should get at least 1 or 2 loot boxes. That way, when
Mhm.
the tracks comes out and all the skins and everything, you'll be set and ready to go. Do you think that's a good one? And what was the last one you said?
Well, RecTech as well. So they have,
RecTech. I
yeah.
want to get a battle pass. I've only tried that. I've tried the games, but it kept saying I need a pass. I was like, I don't know if it's worth it. You're the
It's
first person I
only
talked to
just
that's saying it.
it's only point
So
0.1 soul. It's only 0.1 soul to get a dream pass.
okay, so yeah,
So
I'm
cheap.
definitely gonna get that. Yeah. All
So
right.
cheap.
Cool. But as far as for me, bro, the first one that was really big for me was On Chain Heroes.
Mhm.
Obviously, right now we're in like a little bit of a downtime.
Yep.
Season one ended.
Yep.
I don't know. Were you on Abstract when it was
No,
still during?
I wasn't really active
Okay.
then. Yeah.
So I think that's one you'll want to get into. I
Yeah.
do think it's a good opportunity price wise as well right now at 0.33.
Okay.
They minted out at 0.069. I bought a bunch around 0.1 right after they minted. They went right away to 0.5, went as low as like 0.22,
Mhm.
0.25, and never looked back basically. Scarly has, he did the Wolf games. Are you familiar with Wolf games?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was one of the devs for Wolf games, and him
Yeah.
and Beanie,
Yeah.
Beanie.
Yeah.
So two Wolf game OGs came together, recreated the game basically, and they're bringing it on Abstract.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I have 21 heroes. I believe that's one of the reasons I get a lot of XP every week too.
I see.
Um, so those heroes are good to hold, good to
Yeah.
play with, especially when like season 2 comes back. It's going to be the most used app on the
Yeah.
chain by far. So when that happens, all the XP I think is going to be funneled back to on-chain heroes. So
Yeah.
that's one of my bigger ones. Gigaverse as well. I love Gigaverse. I hold 50 ROMs.
Yeah.
I
I like
play
that
that
game.
game. It's really fun. And what a lot of people don't understand is that is not even the game. That
Yeah.
is like step one of the game, right?
So true.
They're still building a foundation and a base to that game. There's going to be a lot more skillings and like PvP, PvM,
Mhm.
just regular hangout area lobbies, whatever, like so.
Yeah.
A lot more coming out with that game. Dith, the guy that runs it and owns it, he was with POP, Proof of Play, the same
Yep.
people that launched On Chain Heroes. He actually just recently left there so he could do full time Gigaverse, which should say a lot.
Mhm.
Him and Aiz are now full time on the project. So that
Yep.
just means, in my opinion, that the data that they are getting is well enough for them to quit their real jobs
Yeah.
and
See?
go full
See?
on into the game. So, very bullish there. I have a bunch of ROMs there. I play that game every day. I believe
Yeah.
it's one of the ones that give you the most XP as well.
Yeah.
Another game that I love is Cap and Company.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It is one of the easiest games to stream. It is
Yeah.
the best game to make new friends with on the community. I basically that's the game that started this chat that I have going on in Abstract right now. I'll
Yeah.
definitely have you added in there at the end of here.
Yep.
Just
Sounds
a
great.
group of us like homies, bro, that we all met on Discord, and what ended up happening was we were playing Cap and Company, and I was just like, it was like the first time I got like a good group, and we're all like talking to each other. I was on stream, and they were
Yeah.
on my stream, and I was like talking to them. They were typing back, and I was like, "Listen, I think I have a good thing here.
Yeah.
I need these people for tomorrow."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I made a Discord, and now we're like 20 people in it, and it's
So
just
good.
ended up being
So
a
good.
lot of us that like. are playing these games, whether it's Cap and Company and the other games that I'm going to mention. But Cap and Company was really good for bringing that camaraderie together. And now that like you have like you didn't see this before, but if you go on Discord and if you go on the VC, you'll see it active, and that's because of us.
Yeah, no,
now
I noticed it. I've noticed it the past couple of days that you guys are in
yeah,
there.
bro. Like so we've boosted that up and we're like making it active again. So
yeah.
And it's another, and besides, it's a really fun. If you guys see it and go watch it in the game or just go try it, it's really fun for being in the game. Like you're sitting there trying to kill a boss and trying to make loot while like there's other ships on the same like thing trying to kill your ship. And, like it's it's 5v5. It's fun. So they give you daily missions, daily objectives. I like to do those, and then like what I usually do is I'll spend like an hour or two on a game and then just move on, or do the daily things and just move on. The ones that I like more than the others, I try to progress and actually like make a character and everything. And the ones that I'm just like it's not the best, I either like leave them to the side and leave them completely, or just play them with not the most energy and enthusiasm.
You got to do what you enjoy at the end of the day. Like that's an important part of it all, right?
And then I also had Mirad written down for sure. That was one of my favorite ones. Road tracing. For that one, it also depends on the day. I trade as well, so it's like depending on the mood. Sometimes I'll run it. Sometimes I'll just be like,
oh, sometimes I'll just click and like buy
exactly. Yeah, like brother, it's not the day. And then 77-bit just came out.
So I wanted to ask you about that. How do you find that game, all that sort of stuff? Because I obviously also I think you need to purchase the products in USDT, which I didn't have on the platform at this current point in time. But you can easily just swap into USDT. But
you could switch it, by the way. I thought so too. Or maybe it was like that in the beginning and they didn't let me either. But the next time I went around, I paid in Sol. So
okay,
cool. The game is amazing.
Yeah.
Right. So I love the gameplay.
Yeah.
I love how it's set up. I used to play RuneScape. I still do a little bit as a child. So old school RuneScape, my thing, MMORPGs.
Yeah.
So getting on that game, playing some of like the bosses and all that, it was just like nostalgia, refreshing a little bit to like that. This is cool. There is opportunity here. And I want you, like everyone that's listening, to remember these words, because it'll all tie back into my abstract theory in general.
Okay.
But there is a lot of opportunity there, and the game is really good. But I do believe one mistake that they're probably doing, just to be very transparent and honest, you do have to buy the battle pass or the NFT to play right now, which I agree. I think that's good. They're trying to do beta. The only thing I don't like is the weapon boxes. I paid it. Maybe I'm just being salty, right? I paid $60, right, for the boxes. Opened 10 of them. 9 of them were bad. The 10th one that I got was finally good. I played with it for 1 day. I upgraded it twice, like the first time, and there was like an 85% chance it succeeds. And then I did it the second time. It's like an 80% chance it's supposed to succeed. So it's only a 5% difference. But then it broke and I lose it. Like I think the weapon's gone. Like it's not like I could retry, right? Like I just lost all that money that I just opened boxes with. So that's the only thing I didn't like. I told him to. I talked to the owner. We joked about it, right? So I was like, hey bro, like it's a lot of fun, but I had to rage quit because I lost my favorite weapon now, and I'm not going back in with a trash one. But the game is a lot of fun. I do recommend people to try it. I know if you don't want to pay anything at all, the new version comes out, or not the next phase for free players is next week. I do think though, if you're financially stable and it's not a big deal for you to buy a battle pass and you are interested in the game, they should be getting good XP this week. They weren't allocated a lot of XP last week. Farfan talked to Luca about that. Supposedly, he made a Discord. There was like a screenshot of it. And it should be fixed for next week. So maybe some alpha there that it might be like boosted, but Those are the main ones. And then I usually just go, bro, like at the end of the day or whenever I'm bored, I'll just go through the apps, right?
Yeah.
I'll go on the thing, press discover,
Yeah.
scroll through things. And if it's on the featured or if it's getting a lot of upvotes, I'll usually click on them, try them out, connect my wallet, make a trade or two, or
Yeah.
make a transaction,
Yeah.
and then just leave it be. If it's something I like, I'll come back again and try it again later.
Yeah.
And then if it slowly integrates, it does. And if it doesn't, I just leave it be.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that strategy. Yeah. I've been doing the same thing, going to new apps on the platform and just dabbling 1 or 2 transactions on there. Like I know Risk It is literally a gambling game. It's like, what do you call it? Roulette. So like I jumped up.
Yeah.
I was like, stuff it. I'll throw 500 Pengu or 5 grand Pengu, whatever it was. Can't remember. And I flipped it twice for 2x's. So happy with that. But like, yeah, a couple on-chain transactions. I did the other game, the Wordle game. I did that the other day as well, which was fun. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just tick off as many of the apps as you can with a small amount of transactions, and then spend more time on the ones, like you said, that you enjoy. And that's probably the best way to really go about it, right?
100%.
Okay, so you said before that you like to trade. Where are you trading specifically meme coins on Abstract? Do you like to trade outside of Abstract? Talk to us about that.
Large scale, so both Abstract, on chain, off chain, but like on Abstract, on off Abstract.
Yeah.
Right now on Abstract, I'm in Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Did that launch
Lucas
yesterday?
Nuts.
Did that launch?
No, it lost. No, bro, launched. It was sitting at 25K for like maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't
No
see
traction.
it. Yeah.
No traction at all. The only reason it got traction was because of Newt, actually, in my opinion. Newt, the guy that made Newt, bro, that guy's a powerhouse. He came in and basically like uplifted the whole meme space.
Crazy.
He CTO'd Newt, and then he made an Instagram, a TikTok, pulling out millions of impressions now.
Yeah.
And now doing weekly spaces, brought all the memes up with him, the prominent ones to the space, like bringing them up together. Yeah. So but yeah, I do trading on memes on Abstract, and then just in general off chain as well, off Abstract as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good to know. Well, I'm pretty sure we've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Is there anything you wanted to end with today?
Yes.
I think we've covered a lot of strategies throughout. So there's lots of alpha throughout this, and there is a replay of this, guys, on the YouTube. I made sure YouTube has it, so you can go back and watch this on my YouTube. But yeah, let's end. OG, talk to me. What else? Maybe we can run some more streams over the next couple of weeks too. I really enjoy it.
I would be down, and I do want to tie this one point in before we end it too.
Absolutely.
The idea was Abstract and XP being dynamic. The way I think about it and the way I want people to think about it, right? Especially like we were talking about, like, should I buy the big or not? Should I buy the big? I look at it this way. The pudgies are my investment.
Yeah.
Abstract is my investment. What you're doing right now by being on chain is supporting your investment. You're testing out your investment. You're doing like all this gaming and all this thing you're doing. Yeah, it's all fun. Yeah, it's all good. And it's getting you XP, which is what you want to. Like, I do really want XP, but I already know I have few bigs. I don't have one. I have a few bigs, littles. I know I'm going to get Abstract. So what we're doing on chain now is we're giving the data the team needs to bolster the network, to bolster the chain, to get marketing all around. So when I tell people like, yo, you need to be posting about Abstract, you need to be letting your friends know about Abstract. You should, if you make a nice win or if it's a game you like, you should post it on social media. Because when other people come on chain, this is very key. When more people come on chain and use the chain, then they are allowed to distribute more XP per week. Yeah. So when you see a drop off in XP, that just means people were using the chain less that week. So what I'm trying to say, it's a whole circle, right? We're investing in Abstract, in the Pudgy ecosystem. We're playing these games to get XP, but at the same time, we're marketing what we're doing and to push it out to other people. In turn, you will also get more XP, and the system will be better. So it's a bigger picture thing, in my opinion. It's more than just like, I want XP. It's, you want XP, you want other people to want XP, and then by doing that in turn, you are also getting more XP. And when Abstract comes out and the TGE is finally here, it'll be worth something.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great way to look at it. And like we've disclosed like throughout this episode, it's about having fun, and it's about exploring a new opportunity rather than specifying that it's a farm for an airdrop, right? Like we all hate that space. It's just like Kyoto Yaps for me. Like I was just tweeting like normal, earning like essentially trying to grow the Greeny brand, and then I got like 10 grand from that. So like it's like just
wow, that's really good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that's really good.
Crypto is incredible. I love this space. I love
it. It's amazing.
Last question before we end. When do you think Abstract TGE does eventually come
out? It's not going to be before end of April.
Yeah, end of April.
End of April. Yeah, it's not going to be before end of April.
So at least for another 4 weeks. Yeah.
At least another 5 weeks, even at that, because I do remember Lucas saying something on one of the streams or something like that, that they were gonna bring a boost for something for verified streamers throughout the months of April for XP. So that alone just tells you it's at least April. I would not be surprised if he added another month to it. I think they're gonna go off market structure as well. So if the market looks good after 5-6 weeks, I don't see why they would stop, but why they wouldn't stop.
Yeah, very smart. All right, amazing. Well, I mean, shout out to everyone who's been in the chat, both on YouTube and also on Abstract. I've been replying to you guys. Very much appreciate all of your support. I think we run this back. Maybe we lock in this time frame if that works.
Yeah, bro, I'm down, bro. Whenever, like I said, I'm always happy to connect. It was like, you seem like a great person. I had a lot of fun talking to you. Honestly,
thanks,
we seem to be like, same vibe.
Yeah, I agree. Vibes is good. So it's good to gauge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would definitely do this again, bro.
Amazing, guys. No, well, thank you so much, OG, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, bro.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Pickle, bro. Thank you, Pickle. Shout out, Pickle.
Love it. Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend. No, so as always, guys, thanks for watching. Do check out OG as well. He's on Twitter. He's obviously streaming probably every day, nearly on Abstract, I'd say. Yep. There you go. And I know I might be doing the same. I've been about 3 to 4 streams a week. I might increase a little bit more this time. So
you should, bro. It's fun, and you'll and with what you do and how you have everything set up, you'll catch traction quick.
Yeah. No, I love that. No, thanks, OG, for your time, and yeah, maybe we'll see you next week.
For sure. Take care, bro. Have a good one.
Thanks, mate. You too. See you later.